Good afternoon, folks. Dr. Papa here. Last time we were doing quests. I had finished up everything except for the pirate's quest to get a treasure chest. I finished that up offline, and now we are heading into late game quests. The only real late game quests that we have at this point are the Arctic. And the reason it's late game are for a couple of reasons. One, the tools that you need to work with things like the pine trees, etc. You really need cobalt, or cobalt is the absolute minimum. Preferably, you go all the way to getting your gold or diamond level tools, or even some specialty weapons before you head into the Arctic. But the other thing that you need is a feather glider. You get your feather glider by completing a crafting maneuver. Basically, you need the no, that's the wrong workbench. Sorry. And you need to get rope, which you get cloth from working with the rattles, and you need to get a petrified ash wood, meaning that you have to get to be at least level 21 in the working with ash wood to be able to get the petrified ash wood. And those two items in turn, you can get your feather glider. I have yet to see a time that by the time you're done with level 21 to get your petrified ash, you haven't gotten plenty of the griffin feathers that you need. So, you have to be able to get those items. The reason you need to get those items is to get into the Arctic. We have to do a little bit of a flyover maneuver into the Arctic. You'll see that I can't travel there currently because I haven't opened up that area. So we are going to need to go to the mire, and we are in the mire. The only quest I have remaining that I have not yet done is this enchanting quest. So we're going to pull that out of the quest log by opening up the quest log and putting a little flag on it. Now I need to go to the mire village and enchant a tool. If I am playing on an account that I am keeping, I would not do this quest until much later. I don't typically want to enchant cobalt and lower tools. I would definitely wait until I had at least gold before I spent an enchanting item. The reason for that is if you haven't collected your own enchant items, getting them from over here, getting those cost 2 million per enchantment rune. So, I mean, building up this account so far, I only have 500,000, much less getting to 2 million for a single enchantment rune. But I have received a couple. I've received 11 during my quests. I am going to enchant my cobalt axe because the axe is going to be what I need for doing the pine trees in that area. So we'll hope for an enchantment that does extra damage, it makes the swings faster, etc. Those are the enchantments that we're going to try to get. So let's give it a whirl. And we get a light. A light actually increases the speed of the item. The swing speed, it is increased by 8%, so that'll help me while I'm chopping pines. I'm not going to spend all my enchantment runes on trying to get a better one for this particular one, simply because I'm not going to have it for very long before I get rid of it. But we've at least improved the amount of damage that we do to pine trees a little bit. So we're headed through this portal to the Arctic. And now I get my badge and I get an overview of the Arctic. Lots of areas to explore in here. But all of those areas, you will notice, are across the field over there. When you first come here, you get to talk to Korik. Are you here to travel to the Arctic? Yes, I am. You're not going to make that kind of a jump. You would be surprised at how many people try and attempt it. You need special equipment to cover distances like these. What should I do? There is an old ship pilot back in the forest. I believe he is working on something that may help. Next. He lives in a camp on a hill next to the tower. You can't miss it. Next. Hopefully he can supply you with what you are looking for. Next. Okay, so that gives us information to go back to the forest. I already talked to you about the glider that he's going to talk to us about, but let's go ahead and complete talking to the ship pilot so that we can get all of the quest text documented as part of this series. So to get at the pilot, you're going to run through the forest, and you're going to pass the hunter. So rather than going over the river and through the woods, we're going through the woods and over the bridge, past the hunter. And over here on the left in this little camp is the captain that we're talking to, Dane the pilot. And we'll talk to him. Ahem. Pardon me, good sir or madam. You wouldn't happen to possess a white griffin feather, would you? It's extremely important for an aeronautical project. Like for a human flying device? I'm collecting the griffin feathers to build a glider. Imagine it. Soaring from island to island. You should totally make one too. Next. All you need is like 10 griffin feathers, some petrified wood, a bit of rope, and a healthy disregard for gravity. Sounds useful. Good luck and have a wonderful flight. Next. And he doesn't really give you a quest per se, but the other one had given you a quest called Come Fly With Me that we just finished. And then we know from my earlier discussion you're going to collect griffin feathers, rope, which requires cloth to make the rope, and petrified ash in order to make the glider. We already have one. We've opened up the ability to get to the Arctic directly, so rather than taking the long way, we're just going to pop over there. Okay, now glider's on. Oh, wait a minute. Okay. Glider's on. It is recommended that you use Q to dash across to get there. You can almost get there if you're not using the dash key, but definitely have at least the shift button down so that you're sprinting to make sure that you don't fall by the wayside. The first person that we are greeted by here is Anya. There are also some quests over here with Jasker, the where it says fishing quests, and there's combat quests over here. And we had already received a notice when we completed the bounty hunter stuff that we can go to Arctic Dan and get quest oriented towards killing mobs. So we're going to go over here and we're going to start with her. Wow, someone new made it across in one piece. Amazing. I'm a master with the feather glider, or traveled the 100 meters jump in one leap. Nah, feather glider's fine. I hate to burden you with something since you've only just got here, but the town folks could really use your help. I can answer with sure. I'm all about making good first impressions, or do it yourself. I haven't finished taking a look around this dump. I imagine this one will just quit the quest, and since we're here to take quests, we're going to go short. Wow, thank you, stranger. Next. If you haven't noticed, this whole island is covered in snow. It is freezing here. Next. And if it wasn't for the abundance of pine wood, we would have all turned into ice cubes by now. Next. Unfortunately, pine is one of the toughest trees in all the realms to chop, so they require efficient tools to harvest. Next. We just snapped the handle on our last axe. The castle blacksmith is making us a new one, but in the meantime, we are freezing to death. Next. Could you please find us some firewood? I'll see what I can do, or they don't call me the hardwood harvester for nothing. We'll go with the second one. Thank you. This town will forever be in your debt. Next. And let's open up quests, because I believe... Okay, so we're doing that silliness where the quest doesn't actually pop up right away. Get out of my way. Chop down pine trees for firewood. We need 12. So we're just going to go ahead and start chopping on this first pine tree right here. And you'll see how slow it's going. It is indeed the hardest wood in Skyreacher at the moment. It's not going to go down fast. And I need to do 12 of these, so bear with me. I will speed up the chopping part in post-production. And through the magic of editing, we are all done with that at much faster speed than I had to go through. Total time, that took about 6 minutes because of how slow the Cobalt tool is. Even with that little bump in speed that I got for the plus 8% rapid swing, it still didn't help very much in getting through this stuff. I truly recommend that you come in here with gold or even diamond tools before you're starting to play around with this stuff. If you can get some specialty tools through other means, that's even better. But meanwhile, let's go back and talk to Anya. Thank you so much. Feel free to keep the wood you've collected. We just need the remaining sticks and leaves. Okay, next. Although now we have a new problem. What's the issue? Or what can I do to help? We'll just go with what's the issue. The Arctic has a lot of pests, but recently they have been growing heavily in numbers. Next. The castle folk do their best to help, but they have their own pests to deal with. Next. I'm worried about the rate they're multiplying. They will overrun the town. Next. We need a brave warrior to help with reducing their numbers, and the way you swing that axe, I believe you are that warrior. Next. So will you help us? I'll take care of it, or I could use some ice for my drink anyway. Let's do I'll take care of it. Thank you. Saving the town twice is a crazy first day. Next. Okay, so we have a new mission to kill ice puffs and cryo cubes. Well, whenever I have the opportunity to double up on something, I certainly take advantage of doing so. So we're going to pop over here to Arctic Dan, who has some of the contracts, and start talking to them about, hey, are you looking for a pest control contract? Yes, I am. Which bugs would you like to squash? I can choose from cryo cubes, ice puffs, peck-ones, or actually I've changed my mind. Well, we don't want to change our mind because that will end the quest. And our current quest says we need to do either ice puffs or cryo cubes. Cryo cubes, we need 25 of them, so that's the higher amount, so I'm going to go with the cryo cubes. And if I set this for 25, then as soon as I'm done with the 25 part of this quest, I will also get the extra reward for having done the contract at the same time. Arctic Dan says happy hunting. Okay, so then we're going to just pop into our quest and look under the frostbite is where you're going to find Arctic Dan's things, and we're going to highlight that so that we're showing them both at the same time. And then we are going to go hunting for some beasties. First of those, we're going to do the ice puffs. If we go out of town straight across from Anya, we're going to go straight over here. And right in this area, there are a couple of these ice puffs. You will notice that it's taking me a bit of time to kill them, and because of that, they explode and hurt me rather than me getting them. I'm not getting any credit for these things, even though I'm doing damage to them, because they're exploding to do damage to me. So that's part of the reason why I suggest that we use other tools. You've seen how slow the cobalt axe is. You've seen how slow the cobalt sword is. So in benefiting me from not being just this isn't my first account, I have access to many other tools available to me. I can send them over from an alt, or I can buy them from Maya. So let's pop over to Maya. She's in the Citadel. We have to go through past the mines to get over to Maya. Now, Maya, what's the best sword I can buy? I can buy a gold sword. It will cost 275,000. That's a significant upgrade, and I can do that with the materials directly available to us here. For the diamond sword, I actually don't have near enough. That's a 2 million purchase. However, I'm going to look under my masteries here. No. Look under the masteries here. Combat. Overall. And I could do the diamond sword if I had sufficient money, because I'm level 22. I could do a diamond sword or a trident. Fortunately for me, I do have a main account, and I'm actually going to send over one of his tridents, because that gives approximately the same amount of damage as the Deathstalker does. I'm also going to send over some better tools so that this account, that is its main purpose is showing quests, is better equipped to do the rest of the quests in the Arctic. So through the magic of editing, we'll be back when this account is better equipped. All right, folks, we are back in the Arctic with my quest line, Dr. Papa Plays, and I have received a care package from my main, Dr. Papa, including a looting trident, a light and lucky rune breaker, and a lucky pointy candy cane axe. The rune breaker is the strongest pickaxe in the game currently. The candy cane axe, while not the strongest, allows me to chop trees without worrying about any mobs attacking me, and the looting trident will help me get additional stuff from killing things. So let's go over here and try these ice puffs again and see how big and bold they think they are. Yep, one hit toast. Oh, didn't get to him in time. Okay, this one spawns right in here. So I'm just going to stay right here at the spawn point until I get my 15 ice buffs. And this will go pretty quickly. And that's the last one I need of those guys. So those 15 are done. Come over here to grab some cryo cubes. Now there is a place right over here near the ice cave where you can get 2 of these constantly coming towards you. If you're doing a contract or whatever, this is one of the better places to do. You'll want to go ahead and clear these out a couple of times, but when they start spawning back, you want to stand right here on this ridge and just go into allowing your thing to auto kill, and you'll end up with cryo cubes on either side of you that will keep coming in for you to take them out. And that way your cryo cube contracts will not take very long at all. That one almost got a hit on me. Tridents are a very rare drop from the treasure chest that you can achieve from fishing either in the forest or on your personal island. Okay, there's my 25, and I got my contract as well. So let's go back and finish talking to Anya as soon as these two guys are toast. Okay, and off we go. Where are you, bad boy? Get over here. Might as well kill them on the way through. Okay. Oh, Anya! Thank you, warrior. We haven't seen a single creature in our town since you've come back. I help in any way I can, or just doing it for the fun at this point. Well, we're helpful people. As much as I'd love to have a celebration, our friends at the castle are being overrun with a similar problem. Next. A large family of Pequins have located themselves on a hill just above the castle. Okay, next. There has been rumors of them picking off castle folk as they leave the castle. Next. They have been so good to us, would you please help them? Operation Waddle Wipeout? Or sure, I've warmed up now, although it's getting cold quickly. We'll do Waddle Wipeout. I'm sure the castle folk will reward you greatly. Next. Okay, so then Pequin Purge, we need 10 of those. So in keeping with our earlier plan, we're going to come over here and chat with Arctic Dan. I'm sure he has a contract for Pequins. Sure he does, right there. And we're just going to choose 10 because we're only focused on the quest at this point. But we might as well get paid for it twice instead of just once. Again, we need to open the quest, go over here. Sometimes you'll see that your old quest is still here even though you've taken a new one. So we are going to pop over to anywhere else. We're going to go to the forest. And go through the portal. And then let's check out our quests. Under Frostbite. And now it's reset to the Pequin quest that we need. And we'll pop back over to the Arctic. You don't have to do that. They do start counting even if you don't have it visible on your screen or pulled out of your quest logs. It's just a little bit of a comfort for me to know that it's actually counting while I'm doing the work. Meanwhile, we do have to do Pequins, so my path to get around to them is actually going around this outside ridge. There are a couple of ways to get there. Keep going up each time you can. And then this time you're just going to go up and over through into here. Grab your weapon before you go down. And we need 10 of these guys. So 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. 6, 7, 8, 9, and here comes Mr. 10. Oh, well, we'll get a bonus. Okay. And just gonna fly all the way back over. We got our quest complete from Anya. And she has a new quest waiting for us when we get back over there to her. Geronimo! Okay, Anya, what do you got? I've just got word that the penguin problem has been eradicated. Good job. All in a day's work. Our Operation Waddle Wipeout was a success, which we took this one, so we're going to continue with that thinking. The townsfolk and I were planning on having a celebration for you when you got back. Next. And then we heard the tremors. Next. We are extremely worried something really bad is happening under the castle. Next. Please, warrior, someone needs to check it out, and the scouts the castle sent haven't returned. I'll investigate the tremors, or sounds dangerous, but danger is my middle name. Well, we'll investigate the tremors. We will be waiting here for your safe return. Next. Please be careful. Next. Now, where you want to go, you can see the castle in the distance over there. And we've already been to the cave that we were talking about. We were right outside of it while we were killing the cryo cubes. But we're going to pop around the corner here. And the cave is right back there. So let's take out another cryo cube or two on the way in. And just the one is fine. And then we're going to go through here. Okay. This is where we want to go into. And this is where we find Avalanche. Avalanche is the boss of the Arctic. He is not easy to kill. You're certainly not, you're going to take forever if you're in here with cobalt weapons. But I should be fairly well with my trident. He does both area effect and direct attacks. He does put out some serious damage. As you can see by that, I'm almost dead already. Let's get some pies into me to get some health back. Barely scratched it and he's already nuking me. So we're just going to keep on the move here. And to our level best as possible, we're going to stay out of his area affected things. Oh, that one got me pretty hard. Oh no, you can't catch me, big boy. Run away! Run away! Oh, got me that time. Stay out of your bicycle area. How about that? Oh, got me stunned. That one hurt. Alright, just time to run off into the corner and eat a couple more pies. Alright, got him down to about halfway. Well, a little more than halfway. Maybe about 60%. Come on. Come on, big boy. Obviously, as a boss, he's easier done with a group in here than all by your lonesome, but he is possible to be soloed even with a character like this. You can't solo him with small weapons, though. You've got to have something in here that's going to do some serious damage to him. Okay, get me a little pie into my health. Come on. No. Got him down past quarter health. That one hurt. Wow. Took more than half my health in one single hit. Alright. Get away from him. Get some more pies into me. He's quick to throw up those area effect attacks. Alright, come on. Come on. Got you down under 10%. Let's go. Ooh, ow. Ow. Come on. Down you go. Ah, come on. Down you go. And he's down. Alrighty then. And now we are headed back to Anya. So we need the lighted pathway back out. Get us a cryo cube on the way across. Get us some ice puffs on the way across. Excuse me. And back to Anya. The tremors have stopped. Whatever was causing them seems to have just vanished. Next. Was this you? I have options of, there was an ice giant deep in the cave, he's been eradicated. It was an ice giant, emphasis on was, or you could say the ice giant had a meltdown. We'll do the last one. An ice giant? Whoa. Next. This could have been really bad. Thank the stars we had you. Next. I cannot believe you saved the day again. Thank you so much, brave warrior. Next. I have a gift from the townsfolk and the castle folk for saving us. I hope it can be of some use. Next. Thank you again, hero, and if there is anything you need, don't hesitate to ask. Next. And we get some Frostmark ingots, 50,000 in coins. Not a bad amount of replacement for our effort. All right, so then we're going to come over here and we're going to talk to Jasker about fishing. Well, butter my biscuits. You out here by the old ice pond looking to wrestle some fish out of the frost, adventurer? Just trying a new spot, or sir, you seem to have a couple of screws loose. Well, we're just trying a new spot. Okay, and then we talk to him again. So let's answer with, sir, you seem to have a couple of screws loose. Screws loose? I traded them for worms years ago. Best deal I ever made. Next. Let me tell you something, whippersnapper. This here is the finest fishing hole in the whole dang Arctic. Next. Ain't no place in all the realms got critters like the one swimming in this frostbit puddle. Next. No, sir. Great. Mind if we share this spot? Or, well, I'm going to be fishing here now, Gramps. Let's take the kinder message. Now, hold on there, partner. I'll help you get your feet wet. Next. Grab that there fishing rod of yours and rustle up 10 things for old me, you hear? Next. I'll be watching you close as a tiger shark on a trout, just in case you go taking an unexpected swim in that icy mess. Next. Okay, so we get a quest now to speak to Jasker. I believe that is the second part of the quest, because the first part Okay. We'll talk to Jasker. Well, now, look at that fancy new rod you got there. Next. Though I gotta say, not sure why you went and fussed over making a new one. Next. Your old stick done the job just fine. Are you serious? Old rod was fine if you enjoy fishing by frustration. What he's talking about is the original quest line had you required to, the last part was to craft a glacier rod, which seems to have been removed by the developers, but we'll go ahead and continue with the current quest line. Are you serious? Since you've been gone, I ain't pulled up a single big fish. Next. Feels like the good old days done drifted by, leaving me with nothing but cold water and empty lines. Next. I'd mighty fine like to lay eyes on all the critters living in this here pond one last time. Next. Think you could wrangle up one of each for me, partner? Sure, Jasker, anything for you, or as long as I can keep the rest. Thank you kindly, friend. Next. That'd surely brighten this old heart of mine like a campfire on a cold night. Next. Okay, so now we have a mission to catch a lake trout, a walleye, a northern pike from the Arctic pond. I'm going to do those offline because those tend to take some time. But you will see that here in the Arctic, you are indeed catching different things that you have anywhere else. Let's get those out of there. You can still catch old boots here like you can in the Citadel, but nowhere else are you going to catch things like a snowblock or the specific fish that he's asked for. I think you can catch fish bones in the Citadel. I don't remember offhand. I think this is the only place you can catch pebbles. And there's some pebbles. More snow. There's the old boot I mentioned. And one more cast for good measure. And more snow. All right, nothing of great mention there. Like I said, I'll do the mighty fishing muster offline. Let's pop over to the castle because that's where the other quests in this area are. Now, one of the things that I do in this area when I'm working on building up my main account, what I did was I would take a quest for 500 of either an ice puff or an ice, the cryo cubes or the pequins, and then each time avalanche respawned, he respawns every 5 minutes, then I would go in and do another avalanche. Let's talk to Harl. You'll remember way back when our friendly neighborhood talking cow gave us this Soul of the Harvest, which is part of what we need in order to be able to talk to Harl. If you haven't finished up her quest, then you can't even talk to him. So we're going to talk to Harl. You here to work or just sniffing around like a lost pequin? We're going to ask what you got, because just sniffing is going to take us out of here. I need ice leaves, and no offense, but you ain't near ready for that kind of harvest. Next. What I need calls for a cryo scythe, not that twig you're swinging around. Okay, next. Now, go on, get out of here, and don't come back till you've got one that won't snap in a stiff breeze. Next. Now, this Soul of the Harvest is what is required to craft the cryo scythe, but it also has a requirement of, where are you? Way down here. You have to have farming level 29 required in the overall farming. So if you go into your mastery, you go into farming, you can see that my overall right now is 20. It's going to require 29 to come back in here to do the rest of these. So since the rest of these late game quests require that I be substantially higher within the farming, I'm not going to do those now. Further information beyond that, once you get the first quest from him and get the cryo scythe done, he's going to want you to do a second quest, which is going to require you to have all of your primary farming areas maxed out. So rather than come back in here for my next video and do just a little bit and then be able to have to turn around and go back out without completing the rest of the thing, I'm just going to go ahead and get all of my farming up to maximum levels on this account. And then we'll be able to complete the rest of Harl's work from there. And so that will end today's late game quests video, and we'll move on to the next one once all of my farming areas are maxed. Have a great day.